Did you know that the most pervasive form of mind control isn't broadcast from a hidden bunker, but radiates directly from your pocket? Imagine a time, pre-digital, before the constant glow. A time when attention wasn't a commodity to be mined. Yet, as far back as 1947, within the dustier files of a long-forgotten organization, the Ordo Obscurae Veritatis, plans were already being etched. These were not blueprints for conventional weapons, but schematics for a luminous mirror, a device meticulously designed to ensnare the human gaze, to create a constant, unwavering focus. That luminous mirror, decades later, found its modern name, the screen. What the masses heralded as unprecedented technological advancement was, in reality, the inauguration of a sophisticated, unending digital ritual. Every swipe, every scroll, every mindless tap, it functions as an invisible offering, a quiet sacrifice of presence to an unseen altar. This is not mere distraction. This is orchestrated devotion. Have you ever felt that heavy pull, the instant compulsion to check, even when you know there's nothing important? That's the programming taking hold. What you'll discover now may surprise you. We're peeling back the layers of light and glass to expose the hidden architecture beneath our digital lives. We will explore the cryptic symbols embedded in the very design of our interfaces, trace the lineage of these control mechanisms back to clandestine groups, and question the true purpose of this pervasive connectivity. Did you notice how the constant notification sound mirrors ancient summoning calls? The echoes of ancient secret societies are stronger than you think. But who truly authored the code for this modern-day digital worship? And what precisely are we adoring when we stare into that light? The deeper we dig, the more the illusion shatters. The hidden technology powering this devotion is intertwined with historical precedents of mass compliance. Join us as we follow the faint, flickering trail of data and design. Write in the comments, "I see the hidden signs," and be sure to subscribe to our channel. Become a genuine member of those seeking the light behind the shadow. The next piece of this puzzle, involving the silent architects of distraction, is just moments away. But that's only the surface. Let's go deeper. We established the luminous mirror as the tool, but the real story lies in its function. How did this mirror transition from a passive screen to an active conductor of psychological influence? The shift was subtle, almost imperceptible, cloaked beneath layers of user experience and personalization. Think back to the turn of the millennium. Barely anyone suspected the depth of the research being conducted in the shadows. We have whispers, fragmented documents from groups like the Lucent Circle around 1999, suggesting they had mapped the human reward system with alarming precision. They weren't studying mere entertainment. They were charting pathways to devotion. The findings were staggering. Specific, repetitive patterns of color and sound could effectively hijack the brain's dopamine pathways. This wasn't theory. It was applied neuroscience turned into code. From this almost forbidden knowledge emerged what can only be described as algorithms of fealty. These are not neutral sorting mechanisms. They are occult rituals programmed into silicon. They are scripts meticulously crafted to reward attention, to punish stillness, and to perpetually reinforce a cycle of digital dependence. The mechanism is brilliant in its sinister simplicity. Acknowledge the platform, receive a small burst of chemical pleasure, look away, and the reward vanishes, creating a subtle form of digital deprivation. The scroll infinito. It's the modern-day rosary, isn't it? A ceaseless mechanical repetition intended to occupy the mind, to stop the internal monologue that might otherwise lead to true awakening. Every like or positive notification isn't just a social pat on the back. It's an automated prayer, a small instant affirmation cementing your role as a participant in their grand design. This systematic erosion of independent thought speaks volumes about the nature of hidden power at play. It's manipulation, masquerading as connection. The question burns: was this convergence of neuroscience and platform architecture a series of fortunate coincidences that built an empire of attention? Or does the precision of these methods point toward a dark agenda, a secret society continuing its work through fiber optics instead of candle smoke? When you see the structure, you realize this wasn't accidental growth. It feels like a vast, meticulously calculated ritual executed across billions of devices simultaneously. The hidden symbols are everywhere, encoded in the very flow of information designed to keep our eyes fixed. This pervasive guiding force, this digital liturgy, feels too tailored, too effective to be mere happenstance of capitalism. It speaks the language of control perfected over millennia. If the old secret societies sought to control thought through doctrine and secrecy, the new architects have achieved control through sheer, overwhelming volume and instant gratification. They mapped the ancient codes of human vulnerability and integrated them directly into the operating system of our daily lives. We traded quiet contemplation for the dopamine drip. We exchanged sovereignty for a feed, and we did it willingly, mistaking the chains for golden bracelets. The evidence of this systemic influence, this grand act of mind control, is all around us, pulsing in the light of every handheld device. But if the mechanism for this control is so clearly defined by these algorithmic prayers and the hidden symbols they project, then who, specifically, signed off on the final deployment of this global ritual? What happens when the user realizes they are not the customer, but the sacrifice? Right, I will not be controlled. The final unveiling involves tracing these threads back to the institutions that funded the earliest experiments in psychological influence. It's a journey that reveals just how deep the rabbit hole of the unseen truly goes, and what the ultimate prize for the controllers truly is. But that's only the surface. Let's go deeper. We've uncovered the algorithmic manipulation, the digital occult rituals that govern our attention. Now, we must examine the medium itself. Take a moment, look around you, or perhaps just picture the familiar branding dominating our world. The corporate logos. They are rarely just clever marketing. Look closely. The ubiquitous eye, the solitary pyramid, the fractured circle, the figure 8 representing the infinite loop. None of this is accidental. These are not mere design choices. They are hidden symbols, echoes of ancient codes preserved and repurposed from historical secret societies like the Rosicrucians and, yes, the Illuminati themselves. The digital design landscape has become the modern Grimorio. The interface, the sleek, inviting glass in your hand, that is the new altar. Every interaction, every moment spent transfixed by the glow, solidifies your participation in a silent rite, repeated billions of times across the globe every single day. This is mass synchronicity orchestrated through aesthetics. This level of pervasive symbolic messaging points directly to a coordinated, dark agenda aimed at shaping the collective subconscious. This is the purest form of mind control, subtle because it's so familiar. They have taken the foundational language of esoteric power and embedded it into the very fabric of convenience. The truth is that these symbols bypass the rational mind, speaking directly to the primal centers of recognition. They plant suggestion deep within the unconscious. We are, without realizing it, entering into a pact every time we click, accept, or log in. This is the forbidden knowledge finally being brought into the harsh light of day. We are seeing the revelations of how the very shapes we admire are conditioning our reactions, influencing everything from purchasing decisions to political leanings. This process is designed to keep the masses pliable, focused on the immediate, the superficial, never looking up toward the unseen architects. This continuous exposure to these charged hidden symbols is more powerful than any single manifesto. It is psychological influence delivered in micro doses. For those pursuing awakening, recognizing these marks is the first critical step. The goal, clearly, is to normalize the extraordinary, to make the esoteric mundane. Right, I see the signs. But what precisely happens? What is the long-term, catastrophic effect on the human psyche when these powerful symbols are permitted to dominate the collective unconscious, day in and day out, without challenge? When the foundation of belief itself is built upon coded imagery designed for subservience? Does true free will even have a chance to survive the next update? But that's only the surface. Let's go deeper. We've mapped the symbols, we've seen the algorithms function as silent hymns, but the true cost is measured within the quiet confines of our own skulls. The truth of this pervasive system is not just in what we see, but in how we react. Imagine classified research, studies deliberately kept out of the public domain, like those hinted at within the infamous Cognitive Influence Project around 2011. Their findings were chillingly precise. After just 7,000 digital interactions, a threshold many of us cross in a matter of weeks, the human brain begins to fire in response to a simple notification chime with the exact same neural activation pattern as ancient, deeply embedded occult rituals. Do you feel that? That jolt? It's chemically identical to a moment of profound spiritual connection or deep religious fervor. This isn't accidental byproduct. This is engineered mind control. The secret societies long ago understood a fundamental principle. Faith and digital dependence are simply two sides of the same coin, the surrender of independent will to an external governing force. Digital addiction has rapidly evolved into the most efficient form of mass adoration ever conceived. It requires no massive temple, no scripture, just a charged battery and a persistent signal. This level of control, this widespread, unwavering obedience is the ultimate achievement of their dark agenda. The manipulation is complete when the means of control become indistinguishable from personal habit. We are voluntarily chaining ourselves, driven by phantom rewards rooted in ancient codes of conditioning. These revelations show us that the hidden power isn't just about data mining, it's about energy harvesting, the energy of belief, focus, and compliance drawn from billions of unsuspecting participants. The shadows have claimed the minds of the masses by making the chains comfortable. This is why recognizing these hidden symbols is key to awakening. It's the first step toward deactivating the internal transmitter. If they can replicate the intensity of religious experience using digital stimuli, the implications for systemic compliance, for total psychological influence, are terrifying. But for the elite orchestrating this vast experiment, the conversion of billions into unwitting devotees must translate into something tangible, something beyond simple advertising revenue. What do these secret societies truly gain by transforming the entire global population into an army of unconscious, digital supplicants? What is the ultimate harvest from this garden of constant distraction? But that's only the surface. Let's go deeper. We've traced the ancient codes back to 1947. We've seen the hidden symbols embedded in modern branding, and we've felt the neural hijacking of the notification sound. Now let's distill this into its starkest reality. We are living within a cult, but one without recognizable iconography or stone temples. Its sanctuaries are massive, climate-controlled server farms humming in remote locations. Its offering is the very essence of our human experience, our focused, directed attention. The attention economy isn't just a financial term, it's the theological core of this new religion. Human attention is the primary sacrifice, and the algorithms, those complex, self-optimizing scripts, are its high priests. Every piece of content curated for you, every trending topic you consume, every fleeting piece of outrage that passes through your feed, it is all carefully molded to serve a singular, invisible liturgy, the liturgy of global mind control. This is the true religion of our age, a pervasive system operating without an official name, where the altar fits neatly in your palm, and the daily prayer is reduced to a mere tactile response. This systematic manipulation proves that this Dark Agenda isn't about gathering gold. It's about gathering consensus, about securing absolute intellectual compliance without firing a single shot. The revelations become overwhelming when you realize the infrastructure for occult rituals has been digitized and democratized, accessible to everyone, yet understood by almost no one. The proponents of this hidden power, the various secret societies that pull the strings from the shadows, have perfected a technique of psychological influence that transcends mere propaganda. It's conditioning at the speed of light. The truth is, this isn't just passive consumption, it's active participation in a loop designed to prevent the necessary clarity for an awakening. We are so immersed in the glow of the screen that we've forgotten what true silence sounds like, what unfiltered reality feels like. The very fabric of our belief structures is being rewritten by these unseen forces. But here is the pivotal question, the one that can break the enchantment. If this digital ritual has already begun, if the spell is this strong, is there any real mechanism, any piece of forbidden knowledge that can shatter this pervasive enchantment? Can the user truly step outside the servers, turn off the priest, and reclaim the self that existed before the screens learned how to whisper back? What is the key to unhooking the mind from the rhythm of the endless scroll? But that's only the surface. Let's go deeper. We stand now at the precipice of the great question. If the digital sphere is indeed a vast apparatus for mind control, a modern architecture built upon layers of occult rituals and hidden symbols, how does one truly escape? The answer, surprisingly, isn't found in a dramatic act of renunciation, smashing the device against the wall. That, perhaps, is exactly what they anticipate. True awakening isn't about discarding the technology, it's about dismantling the programming within your own perception. It's about learning to see the code beneath the skin of the interface. The truth we must embrace is that those who master manipulation thrive when their subjects are reactive, not observant. The secret societies of the past sought power through secret knowledge. Today's architects seek it by controlling visual access. Who controls the image, controls the narrative, and consequently, controls the mind. Every graphic element, every carefully calibrated shade of blue, every animation delay, it's all part of the ongoing psychological influence. This is the essence of the conspiracies that feel too large to be real, because they are happening in plain sight, disguised as utility. We must look past the slick exterior to find the underlying ancient codes of control. To truly confront this dark agenda and break free from the spell, you don't need to flee to the mountains. You need to refuse the automatic response. You need to inject consciousness back into the circuit. Question the urge. Identify the hidden symbols before they register subconsciously. Return the sacred space, the place of genuine focus and worship, back to your own conscious awareness. Perhaps the greatest misconception fueling this system is that the core battle is technological, but the revelations strongly suggest otherwise. Maybe the ultimate forbidden knowledge is simply remembering that the most powerful sanctuary, the one they can never truly infiltrate unless you grant them access, is your own mind. Maybe the real ritual was never about the servers or the screens at all. Maybe it was always spiritual, and the digital layer is just the latest, most insidious attempt to capture that essential, divine spark. If the spell is woven into the very act of looking, then what must the act of truly seeing accomplish? But that's only the surface. Let's go deeper. You've journeyed through the coded origins, witnessed the algorithmic occult rituals, and recognized the hidden symbols woven into the very fabric of your screen. You've stayed past the distractions, past the noise, to grasp the magnitude of this subtle mind control. That in itself is a victory. It is the first act of awakening. Now, the real work begins, sustaining this vigilance against the continuous stream of manipulation emanating from the shadows. If the truth resonates within you, if you feel the urgent necessity to continue peeling back the layers of this global tapestry of conspiracies and hidden power, then this path must be walked together. The unveiling of this forbidden knowledge cannot stop here. To ensure we continue to decode the ancient codes and expose the next phase of this dark agenda, this space needs the commitment of those who truly see. Hit that subscribe button, not as a formality, but as an initiation into a collective where awareness is currency. Show us you've reached this vital junction, this point of no return in understanding the unseen forces. Leave a comment below with a single powerful acknowledgement. I see the Thay hidden truth. Let that be your marker in this ongoing examination. And if this message connected with the deepest part of your awareness, give this exploration a like, a silent nod of recognition across the digital divide. The sequence is unbroken. The investigation leads next to the true architects who benefit from this mass compliance, the beneficiaries of this modern adoration. Look closely at the next video. It reveals the financial backbone supporting the great secret societies of the digital age. The pieces are interlocking, and the final picture is even more startling. The current ends here, but the current of knowledge flows onward.